India Today's Mind Rocks 2015 at Delhi Siri Fort auditorium brought together some of the best and brightest minds from the world of entertainment, sports and politics on one platform. It was a packed, fun-filled Saturday. Here are the highlights.
The freedom of choice, or Kiran Rijiju साहब, ये इस प्रश्न का उत्तर, people would expect this of you. Jyotiraditya Scindia has raised a very valid point. We should have the freedom to choose what we eat, where we go, how we worship, what language we speak. When your government was elected to power, all the conversation was about development. विकास की बात हो रही थी. लेकिन आजकल जो हम headlines में देखते हैं, it's all about Dadri, beef, award wapsi. Why is all of this happening? Are we regressing instead of moving forward, sir?
I think, contrary to that, from the government side, we are not deciding on the personal choice of the people. It is the citizens who are to make their own choice with regards to their freedom in life. But unfortunately, when the things come into the domain of media, who sets the media headlines, who decides what is to be discussed in the social media? It is definitely not the government who decides. I was surprised that when government is focusing so much on the development, but the discussion and the debate is going on in the other direction. That is why it is totally wrong on the part of those people who try to distract the attention of the nation into unnecessary controversies rather than really get into the subject which is really defining the India at presently. And I can tell you that government will not deviate from our focus. We will keep focusing on development of this country.
Jyotiraditya, do you agree?
So I have a question to the audience here. So when a minister in the central government says that President Abdul Kalam was a wonderful nationalist in spite of being a Muslim, what's the signal that goes out to us? Is that one of freedom, one of choice, one of expression? When a minister in the central government says that, you know what, girls going out at night is not a part of our culture, is that something that you're agreeable with? I didn't hear that loud enough. Right? When a minister in the central government says that if writers are returning awards, and writers are the repository of literary works in our country, in our society, and part of our souls, and when a minister in the central government says that if writers are returning awards, if they say they are unable to write, let them first stop writing, we will then see. Is that something that's acceptable to you? I didn't hear that. These are all questions that we need to answer. When a minister in the central government says that the Gita and the Ramayana are part of our Indian soul, but the Quran and the Bible are not, is that something that's acceptable to you? No! That's what we need to ponder over, because that is the essence of the freedom of choice, the liberty of thought and expression, which is part of our constitution.
I don't want to turn into a political debate here, and we are talking to the young minds of India, and young minds should not be divisive in any manner. Jyotiraditya is a good friend of mine, and this India Today is a brilliant platform. If we start quoting of what Congress ministers or Congress workers or BJP workers saying, it is unending. I can quote right now thousands of what the Congress ministers have been stating, but that is what I have not come here for. I have come here to connect with the future of India. And the commitment which I gave, I will not deviate from my commitment. And Prime Minister has already stated that we are bound and committed to the Constitution of India, and when Prime Minister himself makes a statement, we are bound by that.
No, but what would you tell these young minds? Because these young minds also have questions. They are voters, they are going to be voters. So, on what grounds should they vote for you or vote for Mr. Scindia?
No, regarding the voting for the parliamentary election, we have to wait for 3.5 years more. So I would request my friend to have patience. We have just come to the power and we are just taking charge of the country. The Congress has ruled 58 years since independence and we have just entered 15 months. So give us opportunity, and if we fail, then it is democracy, and we must celebrate democracy. So I'm not scared of that.
I must tell you something about Jyotiraditya Scindia. You challenge him to do push-ups, he can beat anyone here.
Okay, so Gaurav, you're going to give me company?
I'm a reporter.
He's actually dying to do it.
No.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 11, 12, 17, 18, 19, 20, 28, 29, 37, 38, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49. All right.
You got to make the Home Minister do that too. So how many of us want to see the Home Minister of India doing push-ups? We've just finished.
How much did he do?
We'll tell you after you finish. You know, BJP always wants to know how much the opposition has done before they start.
One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 15, 16, 17, 18, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35. He's willing to go, Gaurav.
Biswa Kalyan Rath. So tell us a little bit about your journey. You know, all we know is that you're from Odisha, which is of course the most prosperous state in India.
Yeah.
So something more about that.
Odisha basically best है. तुम लोगों को पता है? How many people from Odisha here?
One over there.
Okay, 3 log they're my friends. They've all made it out of Odisha. It's very difficult to make it out of Odisha. Because पहले तुमको खाना ढूंढना पड़ता है, फिर पैसा ढूंढना पड़ता है, फिर जाके तुमको नौकरी मिलता है. I think after Odisha I went to Andhra Pradesh to prepare for IIT, and then I went to IIT, and then I was like, इतना success भी अच्छा नहीं है. So then I dropped and I became a comedian. I think that's the whole story.
Also, along with that, you seem to have developed this strange fascination for inanimate objects.
Yes.
Why is that?
I used to work.
Not too many real people interested in you. मतलब कैसे हुआ ये?
Basically, I used to do design for a while because मेरे को नौकरी नहीं मिल रहा था. So during that time, I started like looking at how objects are designed, how website is designed, blah blah. So that's how the fascination started. Like ये telephone ऐसा क्यों है, वो ऐसा क्यों है, and that curiosity sort of gave rise to some of the comedy that I do.
Which actually takes me to a slightly different question. Do you think we, as Indians, have a sense of humor at all?
I think we are very funny. I mean...
No, not funny as material for you.
Yeah,
funny
no.
as people who can appreciate what you're doing.
I think most of my relatives are just dark comics. Like, शादी में इधर शादी चल रहा है, 10 मीटर दूर शादी का बुराई चल रहा है, ठीक है? People in India have the darkest sense of humor. मतलब कुछ भी जिसका बच्चा पैदा हुआ, बस बाहर आके ठीक है अगली बच्चा है, ये हम लोग बहुत करता है, ठीक है? Indians are very that way, and that gives rise to a lot of comedy. The only thing is we don't admit that in public. That's why when a comedian goes out and says the same thing in public, we're like, नहीं, हम लोग कब किया था? हम तो कभी किया ही नहीं था. बच्चे को अगली छी, मैं तो कभी बोला ही नहीं. इसलिए तो हम काजल लगा के, चंदन लगा के छुपा के रखते हैं. भाग साला. क्या जोक. हम लोग बेसिकली क्या करते हैं ना, हम लोग को अभी भी डर लगता है कि अंग्रेज देख लेंगे. ठीक है, कि अंग्रेजों को पता चल जाएगा हम लोग क्या क्या बोलता है. तो घर के अंदर कुछ भी बोल, घर के बाहर कुछ नहीं बोलना है. ठीक है, अमेरिका के कैमरास लगे हुए हर जगह, पता चल जाएगा उनको. I think Indians are really funny people.
What about our politicians? Do they have a sense of humor?
इस पे ऑडियंस पोल करते हैं पहले. क्योंकि this is not my opinion. I'm just going to, like Hani Singh says, I'll just reflect your opinions. How many people think politicians are funny? अच्छा, अबे चिल्लाने का, इधर स्कूल नहीं है, मेरे को दिखाई नहीं देता है. How many people think politicians are not funny? Lalu, correct. Okay, great. I think politicians are damn funny.
Mr. Jyotiraditya Scindia is sitting right here. So,
हेलो. सब पॉलिटिशियन बेस्ट है. कोई पॉलिटिशियन मस्त काम करते हैं इंडिया में. मैं पॉलिटिक्स का बहुत बड़ा फैन हूँ. सिंधिया साहब को वोट देने का. ये मस्त बहुत फ्लाईओवर बनाया इन्होंने. उस पे गाड़ी ऐसा जाता है मस्त. पहले 60 पे जाता था, अभी 80 पे जाता है.
Let's welcome on stage Rohtak Nal, Jat Munda, Randeep Hooda. A big round of applause. So Randeep Hooda for you.
hello everybody. और अपनी तरफ वालों को राम राम. I think I've had a very charmed journey, coming from a small town like Rohtak to, first of all, to be able to do one film, let alone so many, and to get such great roles. I think I'm very lucky. But what I did was I followed my heart. In school, I used to ride horses and act, and I'm now 39 and I ride horses and act. So I think the journey has been absolutely great.
Rangrasya Charles Sobraj, the film. How is it different for an actor to perform? And not just that, as an actor, how does it serve in the journey? Because Rangrasya proved very difficult to take to the audiences. How does that matter in the whole journey, the two films separately?
See, it's about the journey, not the destination. So I'm not trying to get somewhere. I'm enjoying my work. I like the work I do. In fact, May or Charles, I did right after Highway. And those two characters are polar aparts in terms of the way they look, in the terms of they talk, they walk, they milieu. And I think I like to keep my work diverse enough so that, you know, I find it interesting, in turn the audience finds it interesting.
हरियाणवी में प्रपोज कैसे करते हैं?
मैडम बैठ बलेरो में.
Can we hear that again?
There's a song, मैडम बैठ बलेरो में तेरी खातर लाया. हरियाणवी में प्रपोज, आ छोरी घनी सुथरी लागे है, किदा है न्यूना जा. And the biggest line being, तेरा बापू तो ना देखा है. हरियाणवी में actually there is no word for love. ज्यादा से ज्यादा लाड लड़ा सकते हो, आप प्यार नहीं कर सकते.
मर्डर गश्ती. फिर दे गई झांसा, मैंने उसे पासा, चिरकुट जिंदगी, you know, ना 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 ना. फिर दे गई झांसा, मैं वही मुझे फांसा, चिरकुट जिंदगी, you know.
Wow. First the rock star avatar.
What's the romantic?
Oh, first is romantic. So I think we're heading towards the answer.
Okay.
Will you guys sing with me?
तेरा ना होना क्यों होना ही है तुमसे ही सुरमई तुमसे ही हर घड़ी जिंदगी तुमसे ही Thank you. Shukriya.
This is just the first half.
Na 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 Sadaha Epirak Sadaha Epirak Sadaha Epirak